Rogue Show calling in from South Carolina. Rogue Show, you are live on Truth Wanted. What's going on?
Hey, I guess the past couple of days have not been good, for obvious reasons, not need to be explained further. So just let's set my question today on how can I, some layman guy in a hood and shades, defend against Christian nationalism? Like, do something. Do
What
something.
a wonderful question.
It's a hard
Yeah,
one.
for those who are watching in the future, it is the week of the presidential inauguration. So I believe that's what Rogue Show is referring to, for those who aren't familiar. But
Yes.
What a great question. I want to toss it to Ben, actually, first. I bet Ben has a really good idea for this.
Yeah, bottom line up front, get involved. And that doesn't have to be what I've done, carrying signs and going toe-to-toe with folks at the Texas Capitol. It doesn't have to be that on-the-street stuff, but there are thousands of organizations that just need people, and they need donations, and they need folks to show up. Just showing up, maybe you're not great at Excel like Dan was talking about earlier, but maybe you can help set up chairs, you can help lay out coffee, you can help plan and schedule stuff, you can help print flyers. There's a myriad of different ways to contribute to any kind of cause like that. And with Christian nationalism kind of having control over the reins of power in a lot of ways, doing things from a grassroots level is vitally important right now. And it's really easy to feel like it's so big. It's so much bigger than me as this tiny person just sitting at home watching this YouTube show. But everyone has the ability to go out and make a difference.
Yep, I agree. And here's the thing. Well, actually, before I give my thoughts, Rogue Show, any thoughts on Ben's response?
Yeah, I was just if you can point me to some of those organizations, that'd be good.
I don't know specifically with South Carolina, but oftentimes if you Google, whatever the thing that you're interested in, try to, Google terms with that. You can always look at like the ACLU, Human Rights Campaign are two of the biggest ones in the activist space. They're kind of the big bulky ones that move, and everyone else kind of flitters around and receives support from them in various ways. But just showing up to your first rally and then just introduce yourself to people, meet some people. If there's they oftentimes will do tabling. Find a table that has a topic that you're interested in and just see what they're about. They usually have email, logins and registers and stuff like that where you can volunteer and just talk to them. Go out and find them. I've been heavily involved with work with the Pride community through a group called Veterans for Equality. And every single one of these large festivals and things like that, there's always groups that are looking for support. So if you can't find it on Google, you do have to go out into the world oftentimes and try to find what those causes are, or find the way that you can fit into the space.
Yeah, and I'll give you another tip here, Rogue Show. As a nonprofit, we oftentimes work with other organizations, one of which that we work closely with is an organization called Recovering from Religion. And Recovering from Religion allows you to volunteer from your home, right? They have people who do work where they talk with folks about stuff that's going on. And they also have, all kinds of other roles that need that kind of help. So if you want to do that kind of volunteer work, you absolutely can. But also, there's a couple different ways you can think about activism. So Ben talked about this, and this is so important for an organization, but the reason why we ask, for donations and stuff is because that stuff really does matter. That's one of the biggest differences you can make, honestly. Just donating some money, it sounds cheesy and it sounds ridiculous, but that can be the difference between making or breaking it for an organization every single year. So that's a huge deal. One is that. Another is activism doesn't necessarily have to be something that's on the books. And what I mean by that is you helping out your friends going through a tough time because somebody's getting kicked out of their house for being gay and you're housing a person. That's activism, right? Standing up to a coworker because they insulted another coworker for not having a religion or for living a lifestyle they relate. That's activism at work, right? So there is activism in the organizational sense, which obviously, we're fans of. But like activism is more than just donating. It's more than just logging volunteer hours at an organization. It is just living your life by your principles and ideals to the best of your ability. So a couple thoughts there, Rogue Show. What do you think?
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. Unfortunately, I have to take 1d8 fire damage every time I have to step out in the sun.
It's rough.
But
I understand.
No, I'm not a vampire. No, trust me, I'm not a vampire. I haven't got bitten yet. But yeah, those are some good suggestions. Okay, those are some good suggestions, and I'll absolutely need to check those out.
Cool.
Especially for my local, where I'm locally at.
Yeah,
absolutely.
If you find out there's something you love, oftentimes, like for me, I got started doing a little protest to remove a Confederate statue, and that resulted in me finding other groups and other organizations. Like once you take that first step and you find someone, you're going to find and encounter a lot of other ones. And I feel bad that I completely forgot I'm on the atheist community. I forgot about recovering from religion, but there's also American Atheist has volunteer systems. They also have a database of various atheist organizations all across the country. There's also the American Humanists also do that sort of work, so you can try to find a group or chapter that's close to you. So it feels insurmountable, but I think even just asking how do I do it is the best first step.
Yeah, absolutely. Rogue Show, I think that's all we got for you, unless you had another question. Anything else you want to add before we let you go?
I guess don't lose hope, audience. Keep fighting. It may be fucking bad out there, but there's still hope. There's still fight.
Hell fucking yeah. Co-sign. I'm co-signing that, Rogue Show. Thank you for that. What a great way to end that call. I appreciate you calling in.